to their regional international policy affiliation with aim of mainstreaming disaster risk reduction. The two-day conclave attracting diverse stakeholders seeks to promote the establishment of sustainable human resource development for the implementation of mainstream risk reduction concepts and ideas.
The revised edition that is being validated today is expected to accelerate efforts to implement the Hyogo framework for action, the HFA, by actively engaging stakeholders in a coordinated manner in order to identify successes and gaps in the implementation of the 5 priority areas of the HFA.
I will first of all thank the National Disaster Management Agency for involving young people in such initiatives because there are certain things that we the young people are capable of and they cannot do. As Mr. Khan rightly mentioned, it is a new generation that youth are given all opportunities to showcase their talent, and I believe involving us in disaster risk reduction issues can also ease the issue of getting it to the grassroots level, as that is the aim of the Ambassadors for Disaster Risk Reduction. It is a body initiated to advocate for disaster risk reduction targeting the grassroots level.
The validated document, as attested by regional administrators, aims to identify key challenges and raise awareness through sensitization for the advancement of food security, which is also becoming a critical issue in the Gambia.
These critical issues really have emerged, and these are issues that interest our development partners. So we looked at also resource mobilization. If you develop a policy, you have to make sure that the policy itself should be able to mobilize resources for you. So we have brought out key intervention areas that will really be very attractive to mobilize resources. And one of them, critically, is insurance. The other one is looking at the economic and fiscal impact of disasters and how it affects the budgetary process of government.
We are looking at the institutional framework to see how things can be operationalized in this country for better responses in disaster risk reduction and in disaster management generally. This cannot be done single-handedly. Therefore, it requires the involvement of all and sundry.
The reviewed document is expected to provide effective coordination in disaster mitigation exercises within the structures of the National Disaster Management Agency. Babukar Kamara, GRTS.
The West African Agricultural Productivity Program, WAP, in collaboration with the Horticulture Technical Services of the Department of Agriculture, recently concluded a 3-day training for the second batch of 50 horticulture farmers on nutrition and the value chain approach at the Genoa Agricultural Rural Farmer Training Center. The program is part of a 3-year action plan on gender mainstreaming in agriculture. Winifred Nicole Hodibert reports.
Agricultural Productivity Program, WAP, in collaboration with the Horticulture Technical Services of the Department of Agriculture, recently concluded a 3-day training for a second batch of 50 horticulture farmers on nutrition and the value chain approach at the Genoa Agricultural Rural Farmer Training Center. The training, which was mainly practical in scope, aims at improving participants' knowledge and skills on processing and preservation of fruits and vegetables. The tutorial forms part of a 3-year action plan on gender mainstreaming in agricultural development by the Department of Agriculture and WAP. Ami Fabure Damfa, who doubles as the Deputy Director of the Horticulture Technical Services of the Department of Agriculture and the WAP Gender Focal Person, revealed that the training, being the second of its kind, aims at mainstreaming gender for improved agricultural production and productivity. She further described vegetable processing as an important undertaking, given the associated losses incurred during peak periods. Welcoming participants, Lamin Sar, Senior Agricultural Officer at the Genoa Directorate, revealed that series of similar training have been conducted on production. The Senior Agri Officer saw the need for conducting such training to avert production losses in face of changing market trends. Sar further urged participants to share the knowledge gained. Knowledge, he said, is like an egg, and one cannot make use of it without breaking it. The Deputy Governor, Lower River Region, Abunjai, urged participants to share as much information and experience as possible. As representatives of their communities, Governor Njai challenged them to live up to expectations by disseminating information gathered from the tutorial. Deputy Governor Njai lauded government for continuously supporting farming ventures as demonstrated by the existence of numerous projects. Deputy Governor Njai described technology as dynamic and the need for periodic updating. He also commended the WAP project and the Horticulture Technical Services of the department for organizing the training with funding support from the World Bank. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Winifred Nicole Hadibat.
The Kombonot village of Mandinari has received assistance from the Sukuta Medina Development Association in the form of cement and cash to help with the construction of the perimeter fence of the village cemetery. Louis Mendy reports on the development as well as the unveiling of a multi-million Dalasi Arabic school project to which the community will, when completed, will offer free education to students.
West Coast region has over 2,000 compounds. The community is already enjoying telephone facility, pipe-borne water, a health center, a tar road, but no electricity. But the major predicament for the Kombonot settlement today is the village cemetery. Being in use since 1963 and measuring hundreds of meters, the village's only home for the dead is without a perimeter fence. Therefore, like other open fields, it remains a grazing ground for cattle and other herbivores. The grazing cattle sometimes step on fresh tombs, leaving them bare. The situation avails dogs the opportunity to feed on corpses. Jankomane, a villager, explained the activities happen mostly in the night, further making it difficult for the community to control it. Fallen tombs have also become new homes for poisonous snakes during the rainy season, presenting great threat to passers-by, especially school children. Villagers find it difficult to clear the cemetery, fear of snake bite. Elders of the village have been looking up to the heavens, hoping one day good Samaritans will come to their aid, and this fateful day, their prayer beads are rewarded. The Sukuta Medina Development Association, led by Mohamed Jabe and Chairman Aliu Keita, made available to the village authority 100 bags of cement plus cash amounting to $5,000 to help them begin fencing the cemetery.
We are made to understand from 1963 this graveyard had been there. And we come to realize each time there are burials there, the following day you'll have dogs and other animals going in there. I think that's not decent at all. Whether you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, once you are a human person, I think to engraved human persons, that's very undone. And that's why the Sukuta Medina Development Association, that was established in 2012, decided to donate to the Alcalo and the community of Mandinaring 100 bags of cement. And also we realized that for the beginning we said we'll give them 100 bags, and after thinking a while we said let's give them 100 bags and also give them $5,000 to add on to that, and they deserve that very well.
For Sise, the village Alcalo was sort of worse for Jabi and other members of the Sukuta Medina Development Association. God reward them abundantly, he prayed. The Alcalo also prayed that the Sukuta Medina Development Association's benevolence is replicated by other philanthropists within a short period so as to get the cemetery completely fenced. Alcalo Sise also used the opportunity to remind President Jame about the electricity project he promised the village. They need it badly, he said. But the cemetery is not Mohamed Jabi's only engagement in Mandinari village. A multi-million-dollar Arabic school project is afoot. The walls are already erected. The project, when completed in the not-too-distant future, is expected to offer free education. 150 by 100 meters square is the acquired land for the project.
This boarding school, our intention is from nursery school to primary school to upper basic school to senior secondary school. And all the structures will be placed here. That's where the children will stay. The feeding will be free, the fees will be free, and the structures, immediately when the fencing is finished, we'll start the structures. It's a multi-million project, and it's being done by Khadija Foundation. They are based in London, but they are operating in Kenya and the Gambia. So Gambia in the west and Kenya in the east. So I'm their vice chair here in the Gambia.
The Alcalo of the village couldn't be more pleased with Mr. Jabi.
Thank God that during my administration, we have a wonderful man like Jabi who came to assist. Because if you look at the history